You've seen these videos. These look poor videos telling you to drive a rundown car, live in a mother's home, never wear designer, never wear the flashy, showy stuff to impress. These videos kept popping up left and right. The problem I have with these videos is that they insinuate that you have to look poor to be financially smart, as though the only ones that are doing well financially are those who were smart enough to not show it and to not live it. The idea behind looking poor comes from a good place, and I get it. No, don't go into debt trying to impress people you don't know. Don't go commit to buying this massive mansion and now you become house poor. Live below your means. Avoid lifestyle creep. I get that. But the issue here is it assumes being financially responsible means you have to sacrifice style and comfort and things that bring you joy. It also assumes we're all a monolith and we should all dress like Steve Jobs, black top. I am wearing black top and brown pants. Simplicity to show we are financially smart, to be financially responsible. But that's not true. The truth is, you can look good, enjoy quality things, and build wealth at the same time. You just have to know how to do it the right way. Looking good and driving a fancy car or living in a much bigger house because you like a home with a view or whatever does not mean you're financially reckless. Okay, let me speak for myself. The real goal here, when it comes to financial success or trying to grow financially, isn't so I can keep storing it away, depriving myself of the stuff I love now in my young years and storing it away for much later in my older years when I'm 50, 60. My apologies if you're 50, 60. But it's not to keep chucking money away until retirement when I can then enjoy it. The main reason why we pursue financial success is that while we are living, we can afford to buy certain things and not wreck the budget. We can afford to enjoy life and not wreck the budget. We can afford to have experiences and not wreck the budget. It's about living a satisfying life without jeopardizing my future financially. It's not about denying myself forever. It's about planning the type of life I want. And it comes with balance. So, for instance, I'm not that big on having a flashy car, right? But I do want a nice house. I do want where I spend 80% of my time. Yes, I spend most of my time at home. I'm a grown woman with kids. Social life is very minimal. So I do want my house to be enjoyable. I do want my house to be comfortable. And if that means a home with a view, if that means a home with a nice couch, if that means a home that looks flashy, I'm foregoing the flashy car for a nice house. That's planning, that's balance. If I'm into fashion and love designer wears, then it means I'm sacrificing the impulsive buys and the going out to eat constantly and the concerts and all because I would rather have my Chanel. I would not say, well, listen, buying designer is wrong and that's not being financially smart. Not necessarily. If your income can afford it, I see nothing wrong with that if it's what you enjoy. The problem we have is we want to enjoy everything. So we want to enjoy the designer when our income is not designer income. You're here paying rent without anything saved, or you're paying mortgage without anything saved, and yet you're enjoying designer. That's doing it wrong. Doing it the right way is planning the lifestyle you want. And so the lifestyle you want is designer. All right, let's bump up that income. If we can't bump up the income, then we have to let go of the nice car or the fancy car. Speaking of fancy cars, the part of designing the lifestyle you want is also understanding that you could buy quality rather than buying fast fashion or buying a rundown. You could always buy a car for 5,000. I haven't been in the car market for a while, so I don't even know how much used cars are. But you could always buy a much cheaper car, right? You could always buy a $2,000 car. I have a brother who buys cars and sells cars and it's on eBay and he can find a find. So I know you can always buy a cheaper car, right? But then again, if you're not good with cars, I'm not going to buy a car that will keep having problems often. I would rather pay much more to buy a very dependable car. I'm not saying I'm buying the high end thing. My wallet is not up to the high end, but I'm not sacrificing the comfort of a car that doesn't break down simply because I'm being financially smart. I know my strength and my weakness, and car issues, I just, that's not me. The lifestyle I want is one that includes vacations. because we cannot work 365 days and not have vacation. And no, just sitting in my house is not vacation, right? The lifestyle I want is for my family and I to be able to go to vacation. We can do that without blowing the budget. It just takes planning. Now, it may not be Bora Bora or Abu Dhabi, but we can do, once again, I'm going to say Florida. I know I say this a lot in my videos. We can do Florida, we can do Texas, we can do California. And so it's not as expensive as international. And even with the local flights, I can plan as well. I know going during the week is a lot cheaper than during the weekend. Certain time of the year is a lot cheaper than the other times of the year. Where we stay while we're on vacation also makes it more expensive or cheaper. It takes planning, and I knowing that that is what I like to do. Every year I plan accordingly. Sinking funds, this is where it comes in. I can let go of my Paramount and keep only Netflix and let go of other things so that I can have my vacation. You can enjoy luxury. It's not even luxury. You can enjoy the finer things in life without the guilt. You can kind of have it both ways. You can enjoy the good of life and still be financially smart. A good way to do this, to have it both ways, is what I've preached in all my videos, is how you set up your money. You take a look at your money and set up your responsibilities and what you should do. So your bills and also for your future, your savings, your investment. And then whatever is left over, you can spend without guilt. Whatever it is. You want to buy a designer? If you can cover designer, go ahead. If you want to go out, go ahead. As long as it is what is left over, because you've already done what you need to do. Now, there's so many ways to do this. There's so many rules. You could do the 80-20 rule, where 80% of your money is going towards your responsibilities and, your saving and investment. All that is responsibility. And the 20% you spend it freely. You could do the 50, 30, 40. There's so many rules, on how you can split up your money. There are numerous different ways on how you can split your money. The key thing is you set up your money where you do what you need to do, your bills, and then your investment and savings, because that's for the future. That's what helps you build this wealth we're talking about. And then the rest you can spend freely, or you allocate some amount to spend freely without guilt. I'm a big advocate for that. But if you take a look at your money and there's nothing left over for free spending, or there's nothing left over to even save and invest, now, is that because you genuinely did not make enough? Or is it because you have set up your lifestyle in a way where everything is costing you more than it should? I.e., you've bought a much more expensive car than you need to. Do you need a car? Yes, you do. But you do not need a car that has a payment of $900. You need to go return that car and get something cheaper, something more affordable. Are you in a home that costs a lot more? Right now, rent is high. Mortgage, depending on when you got your mortgage, may be high. You've made that mistake. It's not that easy to get out of a mortgage. You can't even sell your house right now. People are having a tough time selling their house. And so we're going to have to cut back somewhere else. Where are we overcommitted? Where have we made the mistake to choose a lifestyle that is way beyond our means? Is it the credit cards? A lot of us are paying for yesterday's expenses. And so for right now, you have to focus on correcting your mistakes. It's not about looking poor. It's about correcting your mistakes. And so your focus right now should be how to take care of that to give you some breathing room. When you've corrected that mistake, you can enjoy life and still be financially responsible. So no, you don't have to look poor to be rich. Oh, the way those videos irk me. And I could do a video with that same thumbnail because it's a trending thing, but that is the one thing I do not agree with. You do not have to look poor to be rich. You can enjoy the lifestyle you want without jeopardizing your future. You just have to plan it accordingly. And to be honest, it's not about looking poor or looking rich. It's about being free to be who you are. I do want to enjoy the things that I enjoy while I have life without jeopardizing my future. And that is how I plan my money. All right. If you've enjoyed this video, please go ahead and hit the thumbs up. And if this is your kind of vibe, then go ahead and subscribe. Thank you all so much for watching. I will see you in the next one.